Yeah. Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss writing task 2. This is a discussion question. So we do have to discuss two opposing views here. First, we have to see the topic, what exactly the topic is. In many countries, good schools and medical facilities are available only in cities. It means it is not seen in rural areas. It's not seen in the countryside, it's not seen in the villages. It's only seen good schools and good medical facilities are seen only in urban centers or suburban centers or cities. Some people think new teachers and doctors should work in rural areas for a few years, but others think everyone should be free to choose where to work. The second view, they are telling that everyone, whoever the professionals are, whether it's a teacher, doctor, engineer, or a nurse, they have the right to choose where to work and how to work, how long to work, and all. So actually, one is a suggestion, a strong suggestion that new teachers and new doctors should work in rural areas for a specific period of time. Others feel that it is not practical, that uh, they have to see the personal interest there. So when these two opposing views are there, we need to discuss both these views and give your opinion. When we move ahead with the introduction, we have to first state the topic, then present the argument, number one, number two, and then you have to say what are you going to say in this. Generally, it goes around 2 to 3 sentences there. So let's see how it is presented. It's a lengthy introduction here. It goes around 70 words, 50 to 60, 65 words, or maybe 70 words there. Very lengthy introduction. Let's see how it works. Pointing at the concentration of better health care and educational facilities in urban centers, some strongly suggest new doctors and teachers to initiate their career at rural centers and continue there for a few years. So they are recommending the new teachers and new doctors to start their career in rural areas and continue working there for at least a few years, maybe 2 years or 3 years or something like that. And however, others criticize such as strong recommendation by highlighting the individual independence to choose their place of work. So there are opposing views. There are criticism. Such a view is criticized, and this is by highlighting individual independence to choose their place of work. I can make this thing little bit formal, little bit more concise. So I can cut down the number of words to by around 8 to 10 words. I can cut down. But when I cut down, normally what happens is that I won't be getting a clear picture there. In order to get a clear picture, I've presented this thing in this way. So your primary aim is to give the examiner a complete idea what you're going to say in the essay. That's the purpose of your introduction. You have to give a precise view what you are going to say. The topic here, especially the argument and what you are going to say. So if it is incomplete, if it is not clear, then you won't be getting good score. So if you want a better band score, need to give a clear picture to the examiner. So what is the topic, what the argument is, and what you're going to say there. This is what. Now, the primary reason behind the former group suggestion. So who is responsible for this particular paragraph is, this particular paragraph is suggested by one particular group. It's not my suggestion, it's not my recommendation. It's somebody says like this, and they say this as they see this as a proactive step to uplift the health and educational status of people there, which are currently not up to the standards, We do have lack of facilities there in the rural areas. So it is not up to the standard. So we need some proactive steps to uplift the health and educational statuses of people there. These professionals, now the second thing, these professionals too would get less stressful work atmosphere. You won't be getting a challenging atmosphere there. It'll be getting less stressful. Normally, when doctors go to rural areas, you won't be getting complicated cases there. You'll be getting some fever, body pain, some sorts of agricultural related injuries. So you go with the teachers, if you go, you won't be getting that much competitive students there to ask you more doubts and pressurize you. So you'll be having a less stressful work atmosphere there. And this seems to be an ideal platform in which they can build their career. This is a platform, a peaceful, ideal platform to build their career there. The second sentence is clear. The first is a very lengthy sentence. It is well explained there. The third sentence, the experience they get from these places, everywhere it is connected, these places, these professional. So what we are concentrating by these all these connects these sentences from one sentence to another sentence. These professionals, these places, all these things closely connect the sentences. The experience they get from these places would be unique and invaluable. And this would greatly benefit their career growth in future. So this is the third thing there. So we have got some benefits if new teachers and doctors work in rural areas. It will benefit the rural population. The same time, it will benefit the teachers or doctors who are rendering the services there. This is what said in the first particular paragraph. Let's go with the second paragraph here. On the other hand, it means just the opposite. Others strongly criticize this recommendation by stating that it hinders the personal freedom of these professionals to choose where to work and how to work. So you have the individual right to work, where to work, how to work. As nobody has the right to question that particular thing. It is something. So you have paid money for a particular course, you have completed the course, you have got a graduation degree, and it is your right to decide where to work and how to work. If you don't want to work, you don't need to work, or everything. It's your personal freedom. So no one has uh, any no one should have an interference in that. To be precise, every new professional, whether a doctor or a teacher, has his own career perspectives. They do have their own career perspectives. And most of them would like to start their career in a challenging situation. They don't want to start their career in an eased situation where there is no challenges. They want to learn initially in the beginning. They want to face some sorts of challenges, and they need to improve themselves, improve their performance there. So actually this is what they need. They need challenging situation. It is not available in this particular area, that's the rural areas. This is because most of these professionals want to prosper in their respective careers by experiencing diverse situations, which they can hardly expect in the rural environment. So you won't be finding these challenging situations, these sorts of diverse situations or work situations in a rural setup. You won't be having, you'll be having some common things there. In the rural atmosphere, these professionals have to compromise a good salary scale too, which makes cities as their favorite places of work. One more challenge if they work in the rural areas is that they be getting lower salary there. If they work in cities, they be getting a higher salary there. So cities are favorites because cities provide them with good salary, good facilities. Okay, now let's go with the conclusion here. After analyzing both these views in detail, so both the views are discussed in detail, number one and number two. Even though rural areas need the services of teachers and doctors, yeah, they need it. I feel instead of inexperienced ones, the rural population needs the services of experts. So you are not, you don't need inexperience. So you get fresh teachers, fresh doctors. They are not so experienced. So they need better services. If a student from the rural area wants to upgrade his performance in his academic curriculum, he needs to be trained by an expert teacher. The same time, a doctor, they need the services from expert doctors. Sometimes some complications may be there. They just say, simply just assess and give some painkillers or some antipyretics. So that is not the thing here. So you need to get the service of expert doctors, expert teachers there. So it is not inexperienced professionals there, they need expert teachers there, expert professionals, expert doctors, expert engineers, whoever it is. This can be met, so this need can be met, the need of expert teachers or expert doctors or expert engineers can be met when such professionals are offered a handsome salary, if they are giving that much salary for these people. And it's not a big challenge for any government as the requirements are comparatively lower than in cities. You can see very less number of teachers and very less number of doctors are required in rural areas. Compared to cities, it is very less. So it won't be that much economic burden to the government. The governments will be having less burden there. So actually, what we need to say is that it is easy for government to give the services at a lower cost, even though they have to provide these professionals with expert with good facilities and remuneration. So I have not agreed to the first view or second view. I do have a different opinion here. So they have asked, after discussing both viewpoints, give your personal opinions. I have given my personal opinion as like this. So it can be from the question. So one view or the second view. The first view, it can be the first view, it can be the second view. Here I have not gone with the first view, I've not gone with the second view. I went with my own opinion here. My opinion is clear. It is, they don't need new professionals. They need expert professionals, and government can do that. That's my opinion here. So my topic is to be understood as rural areas are lacking something. It can be met by adding new teachers and new doctors there, or the thing is that they have to be given their own freedom to select between it. So the question, so if even if it is not mandatory to align with any of the arguments there in a discussion question, you have the full right to give your own personal opinion at the end. But if you are giving your personal opinion at the end, you need to say something in detail. It won't be one sentence explanation. You need to add some points there, so it has to be met there. It won't be that much concise there. You need to explain. If you are giving a different opinion from the points which are discussed there, then you have to make the conclusion a little bit bigger, because we need some explanation there. I hope you have understood this matter. Thank you.